Hey everybody, I'm your host Dietrich Williams and welcome to another edition of Info on the Go. Before we even get started with this, we're going through a very crazy time right now. So I just want to make sure and ask, how are you doing? Hopefully you're okay, your families are okay, and you're following the stay in place guidelines and mandates that have been set before us to help us flatten the curve and really get past this thing. Now we can do it if we all work together, all right? So hopefully you are following those things. But even in the midst of all this uncertainty, I get a lot of questions of people wondering, is now the best time for me to sell or buy a home? And what they're particularly scared of, the fear is unemployment, right? And unemployment and the effect that it has on housing sales. So I thought, what better way than to just kind of take a look at this thing? Now, from a logical standpoint, one would think that as unemployment goes up, housing sales go down. And as unemployment goes down, housing sales would go up. But let's look at the data over the last 30 years. As you look at the chart, you'll notice a bunch of color bars. The blue and the gray bars in the chart represent home sales, while the yellow line is the unemployment rate. Take a look at numbers 1 through 4. The unemployment rate was rising between 1992 and 1993, yet home sales increased. The unemployment rate was rising between 2001 and 2003, and home sales again increased. The unemployment rate was rising between 2007 and 2010, and home sales significantly decreased. This was the time of the Great Recession. The unemployment rate was falling continuously between 2015 and 2019, and home sales, they remained relatively flat. So as you can see, there's no real direct correlation between the unemployment rate and housing sales. Now, I will venture to say that that fear that's going on right now, it's real, right? Because people don't know if they're going to have their jobs tomorrow. So they don't know whether they'll be able to buy a house, whether they'll be able to meet their mortgage payments, and potentially lose their homes. The government is doing some things in the CARES stimulus package that are trying to help us as Americans get over all this economic uncertainty. Now, I'm not an economist. Again, I can't predict what's going to happen. My point today was simply just to show you that there's no correlation between unemployment and housing sales. So just because the unemployment rate is going up does not necessarily mean housing prices are going to cool off. Could it happen? Rightfully so. We would expect it, but it doesn't mean that it actually will. So I just want you to be aware of that. If you're thinking, I'll wait this thing out and buy a house because I think I'm going to get it at a fire sale price, you may or you may not actually get the bargain that you're looking for. So if you ask me, when's the best time to purchase property or sell a property? Anytime you're comfortable and you can afford it. All right. So if you found this information useful, please, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel and share this information with somebody who may be wondering whether all of this economic uncertainty and the fear that they're feeling is substantiated. Again, I don't want to minimize or try to downplay anybody's fears because they're definitely real concerns. And I want you to understand that no matter what you choose to do, if you choose me as your agent or I'm working with you, I'll support whatever decision it is that you want to make. Okay. Again, I'm Dietrich Williams. I thank you for joining in to another edition of Info on the Go, and I'll see you, at least virtually, next time.